Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back with your daily crypto news and analysis, and today we're going to be talking about Quant Network and QNT. So let's just dive in and let's talk about a few things. So I was scrolling through the comments on my one QNT video from the other day, and I seen an individual say, hey, I'm working at an office, and on every single floor they have Cisco for their cloud-based servers. Now, if you guys are unaware, I was talking to you guys about the connections between Cisco and Quant just the other day, and I said I might do a video on it, and that is basically this video. This could be one of the largest partners that Quant does have, similar to Oracle and even like CNET and etc. And we're really going to dive in on this. But first, let's talk about the market just slightly. Right now it is 5:20 a.m. We are still waiting for the stock market to open. I think that is when a lot of the volatile price action will actually occur within this market. We have been watching a few things happen with Quant. Just recently, when Bitcoin was dropping, we did see Quant actually rise. That is because, of course, Bitcoin dominance. Quant is sitting at almost $60, up about 3.88% currently. Trade volume is actually down right now. I mean, I'm not getting too bullish on anything right now. Like, I'm still waiting for downtrend within this market. I think that we still have not hit our bottoming point. I think that we have one last major move down to the lows, and I'm still waiting for that. I know that recently, yes, we did have a little bit of a capitulation event on Bitcoin, and our bottom could be in. I'm just still waiting to see if we do max pain down to about roughly, the 11 to 14K zone. Because we did get close to the 16, point, roughly like 6K zone, which is now the 300 moving average weekly, which I'm totally fine if that is our bottom. We don't really need to go any lower than that. It will basically be a repeat of March of 2020, and we all know what exactly happened after that. I definitely think that this is an incredible opportunity. Now, let's dive in and let's talk about a few things. So, first off, I bring up the Oracle partnership because obviously Oracle is one of the biggest, major names out there that almost every individual knows within like cloud, storage and things like that. And this is like cloud networking, if you will. And we do see here like they post it, find out why Oracle thinks Quant is building a bridge to help blockchain take off. Now this goes back to June 8th, 2021. Before we even had the confirmed Oracle partnership. Now, of course, we've speculated in the past about, a Quant and Oracle partnership, and, eventually it did happen. And, in terms of like Oracle trusting Quant, with their tech stack, it really kind of speaks, a ton about where Quant is actually positioned. The partners of Oracle are very large names. We've talked about a few of them. For example, here's Oracle's featured global systems integrator. So here are some of their major partners that basically connect them to massive amounts of giants. We do see like Accenture, for example, which is going to be a spotlighted partner. I'm actually going to be talking to you guys about Accenture. Together, Accenture and Oracle are redefining our partnership to accelerate the path to value for our joint customers. Now, you could read more about these partnerships with Oracle. The only reason why I bring these names up is because a lot of these major names will most likely be partners of Quant at some point in time. Like, for example, KPMG was a little bit of a leaked partnership with Quant recently on their new website. I actually talked to you guys a little bit about that. I'm sure that you could find it online as well. Basically, it was labeled as a partner on the building section of their website. Then it was eventually removed, which a lot of individuals speculated, hey, is KPMG the next partnership? And there's a ton of connections with KPMG and Quant. In my opinion, yeah, that's basically a confirmed partnership. We just have to wait for them to announce it. NDAs are a thing within this market that really kind of hold back a large amount of announcements and things like that. But you can definitely see exactly what they're trying to do here. It's just really kind of building connections within all of this. Again, when we talk about Oracle, this is a cloud-based company. And we actually can see exactly where they are positioned at with Accenture. So Oracle strategic partner Accenture, the most open and integrated way to move your most valuable data to the cloud so you could drive enterprise-wide change and unlock new possibilities. We are redefining the rules of our 30-plus year partnership to accelerate the path to value of or for our customers, if you will. And We do see over here the future of CRM, engineering better experiences, changing the game for CRM. I see it every day. Customers are looking for business solutions to drive true value and let human beings do what they do best. With Fusion Marketing, Oracle has put their focus squarely on the customer, allowing marketers and sellers to quickly generate highly qualified sales opportunities and close more deals. Now, within Accenture, like Accenture has many connections to many markets. For example, they're talking about this industry. For example, 145,000 practitioners in industry, technology, and process, along with the world's most advanced machine intelligence. We can transform your business to create intelligent operations that deliver sustained business outcomes. Again, this is where I really kind of focus on the idea that Oracle is in many industries. You click the industries tab up here, and you can see all of the industries that they are a part of. And Accenture is actually a very large name within a lot of industries. I've actually talked to you guys about Accenture in regards to XRP. I actually have their thing open over here. Here's Accenture's website. So first off, they are also a part of many industries, as you guys do see. For example, utilities, retail, insurance, etc., and it goes on and on. They also have a ton of services and things like that, as you guys do see. And again, when we really kind of look at things happening around, and also, yes, they are a part of the metaverse as well. But when we really kind of talk about what's happening around, crypto and what we really kind of foresee happening with Quant, basically we will see a major bridge between, a lot of like what we see out in the traditional world to the digital world. And I know that I talk about this a lot, but when we really kind of look at the connections to like just one partnership, for example, like here are all the partners of Oracle, very large names, obviously. But when you really kind of do a little bit of a deep dive on just a singular partner of theirs, like Accenture, and look at the statistics behind them, you could see exactly why a lot of these partnerships are major. Like, for example, it's a domino effect. You have 7,000 clients served throughout more than 120 countries, almost 700,000 employees, 200 cities with Accenture locations and operations across 50 countries, and 185 partners in their ecosystem. This is a very large name. In fact, a lot of people know about Accenture. If you are in crypto, you most likely heard about Accenture. Now, the reason why I bring this up and the reason why I talk to you guys about it is that this is just one, for example, domino that's a part of the bigger system with Oracle, for example, and Quant. And when we look at something like Cisco, right? Cisco, everybody knows about Cisco systems. It's something that we've known about for a very long time. And here we have an interoperability architecture for blockchain gateways. A new interoperability paper has been co-authored by members from Quant Network, MIT, Intel. After hearing publicly about Quant Network's collaboration with MIT, it's great to also see, work with Intel. Now, Intel is a very large name within, computer technology and things like that. I don't need to tell you guys about Intel. I'm sure that, the computer or phone that you're utilizing right now maybe has a direct connection to Intel. It all depends. But a large amount of individuals were, talking about this, and I seen a response by Quant_111, and it was this Quant and Cisco one from October 7th, 2020. Now, I actually have it open over here, and it says, "Hi, Gilbert. We are still in touch with Cisco about potential overledger integration." And we do see over here, we're taking another approach, which has wider use, I guess, and access than Cisco. So we don't know exactly what happened here. I don't know if they are still kind of trying to work with them, or if they took a little bit of, a secondary approach to really kind of work with them on a different basis. But if we bag this partnership, this will be the largest name since Oracle, because again, when we really look at the real world applications of, Cisco, it's fairly large. Now, the funny thing is that I seen yet again another, connection to Cisco be, posted, and it was from Quanthony. Quant hired another massive expert in her field, leaving the American multinational technology conglomerate Cisco after 22 years to work at Quant. And here we have Lisa Lucia, I'm hoping that I'm saying that name right, Chief Revenue Officer. We do see her entire breakdown. 22 years at Cisco. Global Sales Executive Leader, software whole portfolio agreements as well. This is pretty large, especially with what she was focused on. And we do see over here, Global Sales Executive Leader, and it basically breaks down her entire, work experience here. And you could definitely see exactly what she was doing. And there's also a secondary part to this as well. So here's all the direct connections that she was a part of within the Cisco system. And a large amount of individuals were saying, like, congratulations, Gilbert Verdian, landing heavyweight after heavyweight, symptoms of success and greatness. Wow, says everything you need to know. Yes, it does. And we also see down here, Overledger provides a unified abstraction which can interconnect and access multiple blockchains through a single SDK language and API. And the reason why I bring this up is it's actually the idea that, like, Overledger is so much bigger than just blockchain, if you will. I think that a large amount of individuals constantly say, like, what's the difference between Quant and Link? There's many different connections here. Like, for example, like, Quant is actually going after legacy systems and traditional systems interconnecting within the digital system. But when you look at, like, the connections that they have with, like, Oracle and things, like, it's outpacing any other, for example, like, I don't really like to look at it in the perspective of, like, their competitors, if you will. But it's outpacing, like, any other competitor that there would be for Quant. And if they can, partner with Cisco, this would be large. They have over 8,918 partners serving in the United States. And like I said, I'm sure that a large amount of you probably know about Cisco. Real world applications like this is exactly what we actually want to see, because when you look at things happening around, like retail adoption or like mainstream adoption of crypto, it's the use cases that people don't actually realize that they're utilizing crypto that you want to focus on, because that's where you basically are investing into the foundation behind something like this, where it's being utilized on a day-to-day basis, but nobody actually knows. And of course they will, in time. But you look at all of the major partners of, Cisco, and you guys can see, like, IBM, computer design and integrations. Like, this is basically everything on a day-to-day basis that people are utilizing, and this goes on and on. Like, there's over 8,000 of these, major partners. But you could see, like, developer, provider, advisor, integrator. We'll just say, like, advisor, for an example, and you could see, all of the names signed up for this. Like, these are major, for an example, like cloud, company offerings, or, systemic offerings, or like even, for an example, IT and things like that. So these are very large names. Cisco has direct connections to many partners out there, many, massive names, especially like if you are working in an office building, or if you're working in any sort of, like IT department, about Cisco. Everybody knows about Cisco. It's the same as like Oracle, right? You say Oracle or Cisco, these are, blue chip stocks. Essentially, these are household names that people know. It's almost like mentioning, to somebody, hey, do you know Microsoft, right? People will know exactly what you were talking about. And like I said, like, just one connection, like Accenture, for an example, has direct connections to over 7,000, clients. And if you connect with something like, Cisco, which the connections are adding up to Cisco from Quant's perspective, this is over 8,000 additional partners. And there's so many names behind this, and Cisco has been a giant for the longest time in terms of like networking. And we say, like, why would Quant, work with these, names? Well, it's simple, right? How else would you have, mass connection to DLT technology, right? Think about it like this, okay? You have how many office buildings running on Cisco networking, or even Oracle networking, in terms of the cloud storage and things, right? How many office buildings, how many companies, how many businesses, all of these businesses, all of these major names will at some point in time need to interconnect with a DLT system, especially if we are going to, adopt DLT systems within the financial sector or the, networking sector. You still need that interoperability layer between the two. That's why I say pay attention to Quant partnering with names like Oracle or Cisco. And Cisco's most likely on, the way in terms of a partner. But like even KPMG, massive, massive banking giant. And again, like I say, like you really need to understand the underlying technology here, because we are basically building the foundation for mass global adoption of crypto technology. Quant is the key that unlocks it all. And this is also why I say like Quant is such a major opportunity, currently within this market. So with that being said, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications on. If you guys want more free content, you guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord down in the description below. As always, I hope that you all have a beautiful day or beautiful night wherever you guys are in this beautiful world. This has been Nick. Peace out, guys.